So I will say a couple of words about HFWU, Nürtingen-Geislingen University, and the MBA, International Management. So our university is a higher education institution which stands for sustainable development. We are system accredited according to rankings, also having top rankings. We have practice-oriented teaching and applied research with more than 130 professors and altogether more than 5,000 students at the 2 locations in Nürtingen and Geislingen. More than 30 degree programs, of which half are bachelor programs and half are master programs. And altogether, we have partnerships with about more than 100 universities on all continents. We will come to that a little bit later. The MBA program we are talking today about is carried out in the NGU campus in the center of Nürtingen, right close to the train station in the middle of Nürtingen. You see this beautiful picture of our gate and our main Mensa building where you can have lunch. And we are part of the Faculty of Agriculture, Economics and Management. So to my person, I'm Erskine Blunk, Program Director of the MBA. I'm as well project leader of a startup support program called Zukunft Gründen, where it's about sustainable startups. And I'm doing research and teaching focus on international management, international marketing, as well as business strategy. On the side, I'm doing also consulting work to stay related to the real practice. And even if you don't have any figures, maybe Jessica, please briefly introduce yourself, who you are.
Sure, it's a pleasure. So my name is Jessica. I'm coming from Brazil. I'm a 3rd semester student of the course, and yeah, I'm really happy to study here.
All right, thank you. So I mentioned already that we are system accredited, which means that we have our own quality management system, which is then again certified currently by Aquas. And we are also receiving high regarded rankings. Here in Germany, quite important is Zeit Campus with Zentrum für Hochschulentwicklung, CHE, which is really a system showing about good universities. We have regular evaluation system in order to maintain the improvements of all lectures throughout student feedback. And it's also supported and ensured by a senior advisory board made up of top class representative from really leading companies of the region here. So what's the mission and what are our target students? What is our target group? So our mission is really to equip non-economist young professionals with the essential business competence and managerial skills for their career development, which is targeting towards managerial or specialist positions that are requiring business management skills, especially in a global international context. We are offering a comprehensive curriculum, which is offering broad exposure and trainings in key business administration and management topics, such as supply chain management, marketing, finance, accounting, controlling, and so on. This would be now the opportunity, Jessica, that you give us an example. What is a typical student? What's your background before you came studying the MBA here? Maybe say a little bit more about your background originally.
Okay, yeah, my background, my bachelor is in industrial engineering, so I'm not a non-economic. And I was working before in different areas. I worked in sales, I work in logistics, in marketing, but my biggest experience is in our project area of supply chain management, more specific in the purchasing area. So I have, I think in total about 6 years experience. And then I decided that I wanted to somehow grow up in my career, have more on this management approach. That's why I decided to come here to Germany to do the master.
Very good. So that's really a very typical example. Even though we have students from all over the world, it's just one country where we were able to pick out today. So you would have also a lot of other students from Asia, from countries like India, from Pakistan, but also from Latin America or even from North America. Some students are studying here in the program, like as well from Mexico. So we will see what are really the unique selling propositions of our program, and this is in total at least 7. So we are system accredited with top rankings, that's important. We have a broad exposure and insightful lectures by professors with an industry experience. So besides the academic background, it's required to have also practical experience, no matter whether you are a lecturer or full-time professor at the university. Over the last years, we have really evolved into effective blending of learning approaches between classroom sessions, which is the prevailing part, and e-learning periods. We had 2 years or 1.5 years of a lot of online learning, but we maintain some of the online learning when it's most efficient for all involved parties. But the most part is in classroom. Then the 4th point would be the possibility of study abroad semester as one of the many partner universities, which is especially interesting if you're coming from Germany here and you're studying in the program that you would typically go in the 3rd semester abroad. For international students, it's rather unusual, but it could be happening as well. Like Jessica is an example for that. She's planning to go abroad as well. Then the 5th point would be intensive development of business management competencies to prepare you for the next career step. So preparing you for a career for managerial or specialist positions in an international global context. And what's also an interesting point is the possibility to write the thesis in partnership with a company or even abroad. So Jessica, what was especially appealing for you out of that 7 or out of those 7 which attracted you to the program?
I think all of the 7 play a really important role in my decision to come to Germany. But I think the most important one that I decided for the Hochschule is because all of the professors, they have experience and backgrounds, not only in the academic area, but also in the professional area. I think this really makes a difference in our classes because it's much more interesting when they just put some examples from real life and so on. So this was for sure the most important factor for me.
Absolutely, thank you. So let's see, what are those practical-oriented learning approaches and possibilities? It's starting with the lecturers from companies, whether it's the professors who had worked previously or are currently working on a part-time level for companies or are running their own company, but also lecturers who are coming in their specialist area. Like, for example, we have from DECRA an expert who has a background working for the DECRA company in the international context, or from Daimler Truck in the finance area, to name just some examples. Then our advisory board is also composed from renowned companies of the region here, which are hidden champions or not so hidden anymore. We are regularly going to company tours or inviting lecturers for guest lectures. We have a format like Nürtingen Talks, where we are inviting experts, professionals to speak to the students and have intensive discussions. And last not least, some students even opt to do a voluntary internship and or later on write their master thesis in the context of a real company. So to give you an overview about the program, what is it consisting of? How long does it take? So altogether, it's a 3-semester MBA program, and it's consisting of 12 mandatory modules, 1 elective course, a preparatory seminar paper, and a 4-month master thesis. So the first semester is really building the foundation for topics like general management, value chain management, then the financial resources, and also important quantitative methods and language skills. Whereas in the second semester, we are reinforcing the students' understanding through case studies, especially in an international context. So we have managerial economics, topics like international business and management, international value chain management, international financial resources, and a preparatory seminar for the master thesis is being done. What is also happening is the elective. We will come to that a little bit more in detail later on. So the third semester is only half of the workload is referring to classes on site. The other half is referring to the master thesis. So it's a really the strategy cases class, international business law, and theory and practice of international trade would be topics which would be still happening in the third semester, and the master thesis, which has a duration length of 4 months altogether with 15 ECTS credits. So here you see it on one sheet. So you have different streams, like you have a management stream throughout the 3 semesters, you have a value chain stream from the left to the right, and you have a finance stream with financial and international financial resources. And there are a lot of supporting context skills like language skills, quantitative methods, with managerial economics, and with this seminar to prepare for the master thesis, and legal law classes with international business law. Along with that, you have a choice of electives, and in the third semester, you're writing your master thesis altogether. So what kind of electives are there available? So it's required to take 1 elective course to complete the degree. However, some students even opt to take a second elective as they are so attractive and so interesting on a voluntary basis in addition, and this is available free of additional charge. So these are courses with a strong focus on hot topics and current global issues. It's always a little bit in a transition. We have currently offers in digital transformation. We are offering a format called Business Challenge, where we are working on real life challenges of companies. We have a class called Startup Lessons, where it's about coming up with own business ideas for starting your own business, which we are supporting through our Zukunft Gründen startup incubator here all together. And we have a class in sustainability management. Other topics are like international supply chain management, applied controlling, process management, innovation for sustainability, then also something about social entrepreneurship, managing innovation, and German language skills for business. So coming back to Jessica, what kind of elective did you choose, and why? What was done there, and why did you choose that one?
Okay, and out of the possibilities, I took sustainability management because it's a really hot topic right now. I think all of the companies really have to understand the importance of being sustainable. So we took this. I took last semester, and the second semester it was really interesting. It was completely like a change of mind, because you're not only seeing what is sustainability, but also like some dilemmas, some challenges that we have to decide how to turn into your company in like a more sustainable focus, not only a part of the organization, but really turn into the entire company as a sustainable company and so on. So it was a really good choice. I liked this class.
Yeah, and that could even lead you to deepen that in your master thesis later.
Yes, exactly. You can really broaden your knowledge about the topic, and you can see just a lot of opportunities to focus on that in different areas.
Yeah, so this is maybe also interesting that if you are combining your elective together with the master thesis, you have more than 20 credits out of the 90 in a certain area. You can mention then without exaggeration to have a certain specialization in a subject area combined, I think. Yeah. So let's move on. Another important thing what we figured out is some language courses. So the program is taught completely in English. So technically, it would not require German language skills. Nevertheless, we are requiring to have A1 command of German proven when you're applying for the program, because we find that it's very important to continue on with German language skills in order to be able to work in a company or in a German environment here in Germany. So you're required to attend 1 language module as part of the curriculum. So all language courses are offered at our Weiterbildungsakademie, which is our further education institute. And there are several languages you can choose from. However, if German is not your native language, then you're pretty much required to take German language courses For the German students with the native language of German language, they are required, on the other hand, to pick another topic out of that list it's mentioned here. So how to apply? This brings us already, what are the requirements, how to apply? The due times are always June 15 and November 15. So June 15 in order to start studying beginning of October, and November 15 for the summer semester, summer term, which is happening starting at mid-March. So you have to fill in the official application form using the online application portal of UniAssist in Berlin. And then you can start preparing all required documents. And it's very advisable to do that in due time, that they have the chance to check whether something is missing and give you the chance to maybe source that, to get that prior to the deadline altogether. And then you're required to upload all required documents as soft copies to UniAssist portal, and they are required before November 15 or June 15 in that case now for the winter term. So basically what you have to do is to the document checklist would be to sign the online application form and upload to UniAssist account, copy of your first degree, copy of your school leaving certificate, proof of your work experience. That's very important because you get extra points for work experience. We are considering that seriously in an MBA program. You complete and send in your curriculum vitae. You prove your evidence of proficiency in English for non-native speakers and evidence of proficiency in German A1 level for non-native speakers. And then July, August, we are carrying out the next round. It will be around August 10, 12. We are starting our interview season where you're invited to attend an entrance interview, at least the top listed students. And then soon after your interview, you will receive your admission result via post or email. So that's the sequence. And the same would be happening for the summer semester. Actually, sometimes already in December, we are carrying out the interviews, or latest in January. So to summarize some general information, it's again a period of study, 3 semesters. It's a full-time program. There's a possibility to extend 1 semester for studying abroad or for doing an internship. Sometimes the internship is typically being done before you're writing the master thesis. It's altogether 90 ECTS credits. It's the winter semester starting at the beginning of October and the summer semester at the beginning of March each year. And the application period ends at June 15 for the winter semester and November 15 for winter and summer semester respectively. The course location is Nürtingen, a town near to Stuttgart, an economically strong city with internationally recognized companies here locally in the wider Stuttgart metropolitan area altogether. We are giving 20 admissions per semester, and the course is accredited by AQUAS. So to give you a few alumni statements, here on the left you have someone from Colombia, Alejandro. He has been just recently a winner of the Shark Tank of Colombia, being an entrepreneur and having his social enterprise Indigrow, which helps independent women farmers growing coffee, getting access to the international market. Another example is Marcelo Ivan Martin from Brazil as well, like Jessica. He's at the moment in a leading position in a pharmaceutical company. He has previously been with other pharmaceutical companies. So he has worked for some years in Brazil and then returned to Germany to work for German and Swiss companies. Another example is Karen Dahl from South Africa. She has worked several years after her graduation in 2016 at UNICEF and is now moved to the commercial world, to Novo Nordisk, but in that case to Denmark. So she's proving that our course is also recognized by international organizations as well, that it's recognized also abroad in companies in other countries. So for further contact questions, please contact myself or my colleague and program director, coordinator, Sibylle Reimer, where you have all the details. So for all the admissions questions, Sibylle Reimer would be the best person to talk to, but nevertheless, I can also help you and support you in some special questions altogether. So we want to close that with some impressions about our 20th anniversary. 2 years ago, we had that in our town hall or in our convention hall next to the university. We were looking into the future a little bit, had an event where people should envision how the future of an MBA would be looking like in 20 years. And you were seeing here the workshops and the presentations by the students. And you see the international diversity of the students. It's really a mixed group of students. Here you see the workshop results. How will the future look like in 2040? And it was a really fun, interesting event. We always do a welcome party, Corona style. In that case, it was outdoor in a beer garden nearby. We had just this week on Monday our current event also at another beer garden. And we have Nürtingen talks on international management every semester, where we are inviting top leading speakers or professors from abroad. So thank you for your attention.